Good evening, students and families. Welcome you tonight to our Operation Senior Career Planning event. We're excited to have you all connecting with us this evening as we take this opportunity to first celebrate you graduating from high school in just a few short weeks, but also provide you an opportunity to think about all the great options that exist for you when you leave high school. Although there are many great opportunities that are available to you, tonight we're going to focus on those that fall into the non-university bound category. So as we get started, I want to encourage you to take lots of notes. I also want you to have your phones out with your cameras ready because there's going to be a lot of presenters this evening that are going to share great information and their contact information. So I want to encourage you to grab some photos of different slides so that you can reach out after tonight's event to some of the presenters. This is a webinar format, so you all will not be able to be seen or heard, but at the bottom of your screen, you will see something called Q&A. I want to encourage you to post your questions in the Q&A section, and all the panelists presenting today will be watching that, and if there's a question that's relevant to their program or their area of expertise, they will be sure to respond to that. We're always available after this event to continue to work with you and provide you guidance as you make plans after you leave high school. Now, although this is focused on seniors tonight, we know that we have underclassmen present and we welcome you and we're excited to have you here because this is very important information as you plan for life after your senior year. Quick introduction, my name is Sarah Strobeck, and along with my partner Shannon Williams, we make up the Career Readiness team at the Macomb Intermediate School District. It is our passion to work with students, educators, and parents throughout Macomb County so that you are able to know what your plan will be when you leave high school. My partner Shannon Williams does tireless work when it comes to supporting career and technical education, both in the Macomb County and greater region area. I focus a lot on career readiness opportunities and activities such as the one tonight. And I also serve as a counselor consultant so that I can work with your school counselors throughout the county to make sure they have all great information that they need to help you prepare for life after high school. A real quick overview about the things we're going to talk to today. It's important to note you may not hear something specific to your career pathway of choice as it stands, but there's going to be something in this event for you today. It's going to be impossible for me to cover every single career pathway that exists, but a lot of the things you're going to learn you can apply to the careers that you're thinking about and you're interested in. We're going to talk about options. You're going to hear a little bit about the labor market overview, the landscape, what's ahead, Macomb Community College opportunities, and they're not just focused on getting a degree. Trade schools, construction trades apprenticeships, employment and training, military, and of course, financial aid is a very important component to all of this. Last but not least, at the end of this presentation, you're going to get an opportunity to sign up and receive additional career counseling if you need it during the summer. So hang on to the end so we can make sure that you have that opportunity. So before you can think about your path, where you're going to go or what you want to be, you have to figure out exactly what it is that you want to do, right? And so sometimes you hear the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And in the past, it was common for workers to enter a career, stay at the same company, and focus on that career through their entire work, their duration of work, whether it was 30 years or beyond. But we know that that's a lot of pressure to put on a student. So for you right now to have to make a decision that's going to impact the rest of your work life, that's a little bit much to ask. So if you're not decided on a career, it's okay. It's very normal to be confused about what it is you see yourself doing when you grow into your adult and your work career. But I want you to ask yourself a few questions that might help you. First and foremost, when are you the happiest? What are you doing during that time? What's something you could never see yourself doing? Personally, for me, it was math. I really struggled in math at high school. So there was no doubt in my mind that I was not going to go into something that involved math, but I loved people. So I figured out what it was I was good at, and that was helping people. And that's why I settled on the career I did. Think about also two areas that maybe you struggle, and it's important to go after things that you struggle and work hard, but that might be something that you might not want to pursue. And lastly, what are your skills? You all have natural skills or things that you're really good at currently. How can you translate those skills into a meaningful career? And the other thing I want you to remember as you decide all this, it's not a race. Your journey is not going to be a sprint in a straight line where there's a designated start and a designated finish. So if you're feeling the pressure because you're hearing of maybe your classmates, your friends, or other people that are diving in head first and they already know where they're going to cross that finish line, take that pressure off yourself. Think about this as a journey of exploration, trying new things, networking, meeting people, collaborating. But of all of it, you definitely need to work hard. If you work hard, good things will come. Something else I want you to keep in mind as you think about your career journey is that we live in a time of adaptation. The future of work for both individuals and organizations relies on rapid learning, unlearning, and adaptation. You guys are living adaptation. You have gone through your senior year and your high school experience during a time of rapid change. You've been able to adjust, adapt, and succeed. That is what the world of work will look for you in your future. You've mastered that skill way better than most adults have right now. So we're really proud of you. And I think you should really appreciate the work that you've done to adapt and still find success. Apply that lesson as you enter into your career pathway. So when you graduate from high school, you will see this graphic shows there's so many different paths you can take. There's college, direct employment, enlisting in the military, attending a trade school, apprenticeship. There's all these different places that diploma will take you. But how do you decide which one is the best for you? Well, the biggest thing you should think about is how do you learn best? Are you a hands-on learner? Are you an observer? Do you like to listen, sit in a classroom, take notes, process information? Are you one that likes to do trial and error, take things apart, try to put it back together and hope that happens? Are you somebody who always likes to be on the go and moving and being active? We're all a combination of one or two of these things. And the pathways available to you after graduation are something that you should look at considering how you learn, your learning styles. This graph, this is the one that I would encourage you to snap a photo of. This graph shows you that the different pathways after high school have different requirements for admissions. There's different lengths of training, there's different costs, and there's different financial aid packages associated with those costs. But the ones I have in front of you are the major ones that we're going to emphasize tonight to you. So I want you to get a clear idea as to what the commitment is, both time and financial. You'll see that all of them have the admissions requirement generally of a high school diploma and a GED. The length of training is going to vary, and the mode of training will vary. The cost is going to be anywhere from, really it depends on the length of the program, but the cost is going to vary, and then whether or not you can use your financial aid packages to these different programs. So this is the big picture as to what you should think about when you're exploring your pathway after high school. And then you have a great support system through your counselors and through all of us here to help you figure out how that will fit into your career plans.
Okay, that was a wonderful intro, Sarah. My name is Shannon Williams. I'm, like Sarah introduced me earlier, I am the Career and Technical Education Consultant, and I just wanted to first say congratulations. Congratulations to all of you for making it through high school. We're right at the end in this crazy time you already embarked on and you're finishing up with. So congratulations to all of you. So what we're gonna kind of talk to you about today is now what? Sarah made a wonderful points about, knowing who you are, doing your homework and the different pathways. And I'm very excited about the different presenters that you're going to experience tonight because they have a wealth of knowledge and their programs are fantastic. So, but what I'm going to give you a very quick pointers on. It's also important to understand the labor market and what you're walking into and the jobs that are available, because you don't want to get to the end of a program and realize that you have this great certificate or great degree and no one's hiring in that field because the demand isn't there. So that's a huge part of the first step. And then the self-reflection as well, as Sarah mentioned. And really then taking and understanding that your roadmap might look different from the person next to you. You might both be going after the same career, but your path is going to look a little different. And that's okay. It's a continuation of learning. Some of the resources that I believe everybody's getting this slide deck along with the recording, so you'll have these links in here. For the sake of time, I'm not going through the individual links. There's a few screenshots there. But in Macomb County, we actually have pathway documents, and they're located on the ISD website. And it does point out, it takes all 16 pathways, and it breaks down Macomb County demand, Macomb County employers, and skills that are required in those pathways. So I would encourage you to take a look at those. There's also a very cool website called Pathfinder, put out by the Labor and Economic Opportunities. And it's through like the My Talent kind of initiatives that they were doing. Pathfinder, this is a screenshot of it right there. It allows you to put in a specific career, drill down to different training opportunities, and really look at the cost and return on investment with current labor market information. There's the Going Pro website that I'd love to point everyone to. That has a bunch of videos on different skilled trades and different information. It's a little more skilled trades and technical trades. And a lot of times people think skilled trades might just be like your plumbing and your HVAC. There's medical technicians on there. So it's skilled trades is a lot bigger, I think, than people really give it credit for. And then lastly, excuse me, this Michigan in-demand careers. And actually, I'm going to have Brianne, can you go to the next slide? This one, when you go to that link, it looks like this, and you'll see that you can get the Michigan 50 hot careers, but you can also drill down to region. So what in the Southeast region is in demand? If you're moving to the other side of the state, what's in demand over there? And it also breaks it out into different levels of education. So some students might start and say, okay, I'm going to start with an associate's that then maybe will transfer to something else, or I'm going to start with a certificate, and it has certificate programs broken out, associate's degree programs broken out, and the in-demand careers within that credential. So a lot of good stuff on this website. What I did on the next site, just so that you have something kind of tangible to look at, is I took from the Michigan Hot 50 through 2028, these are it's a big document, so I had to be selective. I basically narrowed it down to openings that were 3,000 annually expected a year, right? Or I'm sorry, 2,500. That was kind of my cutoff. But you see different things in there. I mean, there's a range. You'll see some are the long-term on-the-job training, some are bachelor's, some are post-secondary non-degree. There are apprenticeship programs in there. But if you just look at the salary range and the opening, and there's also a column on the document that talks about growth. And I think that's important too. You want to look at fields that are in a growth sector. If I look at this market research one, I'll just talk about that one just for a second, because market research, even when you look at a career like marketing, market research is so technical now because everything is digital, everything is connected, everything is online. So that almost feeds into a lot of our IT and our software, which you might not see more than one on here, but trust me, there are tons. If you go back and look at that, the full brochure, if you look at the regions, you're going to find there's a lot of IT, there's a lot of skilled trades. I mean, machinists, that's a high growth area. Nursing, anything medical. If you think anything medical, it's in demand. So definitely do your homework. Take a look at all the possibilities and the options that are available to you. I'm excited for you to hear the presentations that are coming up because they are in the lanes of the in-demand areas that are there. So take good notes, have a great evening with these presenters, and put any questions that you might have for me in the chat. And I think right now I'm going to turn it over to Brianne for an intro to Macomb Community College.
Great, thanks, Shannon. My name is Brianne Steele, and I work with Sarah and Shannon at the ISD. And so I'm going to tell you in a moment about a program that I recruit for. But before I do that, I just want to briefly talk to you about Macomb Community College. Because sometimes I think when we think of Macomb, we think of, oh, that's the place you go to get your prereqs done before you go on to a four-year institution. And that is one pathway, but Macomb Community College also has short-term occupational training, which is an opportunity to earn a certificate and be eligible for immediate employment. So they have a lot of different certificates. I just highlighted a few on this slide. And these certificates are going to be approximately 3 to 6 months. And examples that I included are dental assisting, administrative assistant, pharmacy technician, getting a certificate to be a phlebotomist, the people that take your blood at the hospital or a doctor's office. So again, these are great short-term opportunities to start your career. And one thing to note, kind of thinking back to the slide that Sarah showed you with workforce and continuing education, these are programs that you pay for out of pocket. But at Macomb, there are also certificates that are on their academic side of the house. And these, again, are just 2 to 3 semesters, 27 to 36 credits, and you're really focusing in on a specific field. So at this level, you're not taking English, you're not taking history. All the classes are going to relate very specifically to whatever certificate you're working on. So again, just a few examples. I'm highlighting automotive technology, HVAC installation, IT programming, IT cybersecurity. And then down the road, if you decide, many of these certificates, the 4 that I've chosen, plus a lot of other ones, can be rolled into an associate's degree. So an associate degree is 62 credits, depending on how many classes you take. That's going to be 4 to 5 semesters. And again, I highlighted a few other degrees that Macomb offers because there's so much you can do with an associate's degree. Culinary arts, early childhood, media and communication arts, and learning about 3D animation. Maybe you want to get your associate's degree and become a paralegal. So again, there's so many great opportunities at Macomb. What I like to recommend to students is to just start to explore. And the best way to do that is to go to macomb.edu, and you're gonna hover over future students. And then when that happens, another menu will appear, and you're gonna click on list of programs. And then think about some of those questions that Sarah proposed to you, and then just start kind of looking through the list. You can narrow it down by area of interest. You can enter a keyword and search, but it's also just kind of fun to go through and see what all Macomb has to offer. And if you're looking at your screen, the accounting, that first program listed, is a great example of you can get a certificate or you can get a degree. And how you would know that by looking at this screen is if you're looking at the accounting tab, you can see this little hat here that signifies that you can earn a degree at Macomb. Next to it is a certificate. So they also offer a certificate. And then the letters that are in this little box right here, that's signifying that you can earn an associate's. Now, if you go to the next box, it says Administrative Assistant Professional. And again, it's showing you that little star symbol, so you know they offer a certificate. And then they're showing you a little book next to that. And so that's showing continuing education. So again, start at this page, look through, be reflective, and then once you find your program, you can kind of determine, am I going to go through continuing education and workforce, or am I going to go through the academic portion of Macomb? So that was a little bit about Macomb Community College, and what I'm actually recruiting for is also a program associated with Macomb, and it's called the Michigan Apprenticeship Program Plus, or MAP Plus. And so this is a skilled trades foundational program, and it provides foundational skills for anyone going into the skilled trades. And by getting this, by completing this program, it's getting you ready for work-based learning opportunities or an apprenticeship. And so to help you secure that work-based learning opportunity, if you complete the MAP Plus program, you get to attend a job and networking fair. And those are employers in Macomb County. They are looking to hire students that complete MAP Plus. They come back year after year. And so this is a great opportunity to be right in front of employers that are looking to hire students that complete this program. And the program is funded by a U.S. Department of Labor grant. It's totally free. So it's a free program, and it is this summer. So it starts June 21st. It runs for 8 weeks. It is online. There's no class meeting times except for a few dates and other assignments. And because it is just 8 weeks, it is 19 hours a week. So it is a little bit of a commitment, but again, you're not logging in on a regular basis at a certain time. So there still is a lot of great flexibility. So through this MAP Plus program, you are earning what we call an industrial readiness certificate. So it's worth 9 academic credits through Macomb. And this certificate was designed based on what manufacturers and industry leaders were saying that entry-level workers needed in order to be successful. So these are going to be classes of shop arithmetic, blueprint reading, industrial safety, trade preparation. And by completing this certificate, it's showing that you have the necessary aptitude for the next level of training, whether that's a work-based opportunity or whether you go the apprenticeship route that you'll be hearing about from some of our other speakers. And finally, just like the other certificates that I mentioned, this certificate is a stackable credential, which is just a fancy way of saying that you can roll this into another certificate or eventually a associate's degree. So should you apply for the MAP Plus program? Well, remember, it's a free program. There's no fee even to apply. So if you want to go into the skilled trades, I definitely encourage you to apply. This is foundational training, so it applies to any skilled trade, whether it's carpentry, electrician, CNC, a millwright, it all applies. You do need to be able to commit this summer to about 19 hours of online education. That could be less if you have strong math skills. And that 19 hours also includes a career seminar, and that's going to help you really prepare for that networking and job fair at the end of the program. So we help you succeed at every step. So by the time you finish the program, if you invest in it, you're going to be situated really well for employment or to move on to an apprenticeship. And if that industrial readiness certificate sounded interesting, you should definitely apply by that June 1st date. The other thing I want to mention, if you're considering the skilled trades and another career, you can still apply for this program and then make the decision after you apply. If for some reason you did this program and then didn't go into the skilled trades, that's okay. Sometimes students do the program, they do really well, but then they're like, oh, my heart's just in law enforcement, or I think I just really am being called to the medical field. That's okay. Again, the program remains free. You don't have to pay anything. So it's okay if you're undecided. And finally, I definitely still want you to apply by June 1st. If you're nervous about the online aspect of the program, I'd love to have a conversation with you. This online program, we've gotten really good feedback about it. And it is going to be a different experience than the online experience you've had this past year in high school. So this is a grant-funded program. So this is the last time it's going to be available totally free. So if this is of interest to you, I definitely encourage you to apply. Don't wait until the fall, because the MAP Plus program, all its benefits, including paying for that industrial readiness certificate, won't be available. This is my contact info. Again, at the end of this presentation, you'll be able to scan a QR code and check a box if you'd like me to contact you directly. But I encourage you to take a screenshot. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'd love to hear what you're interested in and see if this is a good fit for you. And finally, one more thing before I turn it over to our next speaker is I want to tell you about the Technical Education Center associated with Macomb, which allows you to obtain a certification in, again, just 5, 10, or 16 weeks. So I'm going to play a video because that's going to be the best way for you to get this information. And then again, at the end of the presentation, if this is of interest to you, you can check the box and someone associated with this program will reach out to you.
Michigan Technical Education Center, or we refer to as the MTech building. This is where we do all the non-credit training, which falls under the Macomb Community College's Workforce and Continuing Education. We have various different types of training. We have 4 main programs that we do for skilled trades, which is the robot programmer, the robot technician program, the controls technician, and the industrial maintenance technician. We also offer the marine tech program that's going to be geared around the marine industry, where our students will come in and they'll be able to work on inboard, outboard engines. These are fast track type programs where students can come through, they can get certified in these programs within 5 weeks, 10 weeks, 16 weeks, and hopefully by the end of that program, be interviewed by our employer and have a job. Not only can we provide students with the trainers that you see that are done in training facilities, the smaller trainers, we have real live equipment. We have actual manufacturing cells with real live robots, the actual diagnostics, all the equipment, conveyors, tooling, everything you see in the industry. We have that on an industry level where the students can take what they do in the classroom or on a small trainer and translate that over into our main manufacturing cells that you would actually see in one of the big 3 plants or at a tier 1 supplier.
Okay, so again, if that program is of interest to you, please don't hesitate to check that box at the end of the presentation.
Hello, students, seniors, parents, guardians. It is truly an honor to be speaking with you today. My name is Angela Waller, and I am the program coordinator at Michigan Healthcare Academy. I'd like to share with you some healthcare certificate programs that are available to you. Next slide, please. Some of those programs are Certified Nursing Assistant, or CNA. A Certified Nursing Assistant works directly under a registered nurse or licensed practical nurse, and they help a resident or a patient with their activities of daily living. So what does that mean? Activities of daily living are things that we do every day throughout the course of our day. You know, getting dressed, bathing, walking, hygiene needs. CNAs also help by taking vital signs, assessing someone's input and output, as well as a variety of other healthcare assessments. A Certified Registered Central Service Technician, CRCST. These are, this occupation is also referred to as sterile processing technicians. They work in healthcare organizations, hospitals, surgery centers, cosmetic surgery centers, dental offices, and laboratories. And central service techs are crucial to every hospital because they sterilize all of the healthcare equipment that's needed for operations and throughout various departments within the hospital. This career is great for anyone who would prefer to work behind the scenes, but still be a vital member of the healthcare team. A Certified Phlebotomy Technician. Phlebotomy is the practice of drawing blood from a patient and getting it ready for a medical laboratory testing. A phlebotomist's daily duties also involve properly identifying the patients, drawing blood into the correct tubes, explaining the procedures to the patients, taking care of the puncture sites, explaining post-puncture care to patients, and delivering specimens to the laboratory. This career is great for those who are not afraid of blood. A certified clinical medical assistant, or a CCMA. Medical assistants are responsible for administrative as well as clinical tasks, such as maintaining patient records, preparing patients in rooms for examinations, assisting physicians with exams, performing front desk tasks. Medical assistants are also trained on how to take EKGs, draw blood, administer medications and injections, and handle billing. CCMAs typically work in physicians' offices, hospitals, and other healthcare facilities. This career is ideal for someone who wants to work in a physician's office, performing a variety of tasks. Our enrollment requirements. It's pretty basic, a high school diploma or equivalent. You must have a negative criminal background check, so that means no felonies or violent crimes. You must have the ability to attend all scheduled classes and possess a professional and empathetic characteristics. Next slide. Okay, benefits of a healthcare certificate. Certificate programs can be completed faster than an associate or bachelor's degree. They are much more cost effective than a college degree. Most are under $5,000. They allow you to test the water to see if the medical field is a right fit for you, and to discover if your perceptions of a career really fit the reality of that occupation. And you also will have easy access or a bird's eye view to a multitude of healthcare careers. You'll have an opportunity to discover medical careers that you may not even know exist. Job stability. Healthcare is always a solid choice when it comes to job stability, but now more than ever, healthcare workers are in high demand. The healthcare industry provides more career stability because there are so many careers and jobs that you can transition to within the healthcare industry. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts that healthcare occupations are projected to add more jobs than any of the other occupational groups. Employment in healthcare occupations is projected to grow 15% from now through 2029. This is much faster than the average of all occupations. And also another benefit is that for a lot of college programs, it is now mandatory, particularly for nursing and physician assistant or PA programs, that someone, for instance, if they're interested in becoming a physician assistant, they have to have a minimum of 500 direct patient care hours, and those have to be paid hours as a prerequisite to apply for the program. Becoming a CNA is a popular way to obtain those hours. Also, a lot of nursing programs are making it mandatory to become a CNA before applying to their nursing programs. Even if it's not an official prerequisite at the school of your choice, having a healthcare certificate will go a long way when it comes to beating out the competition for entrance into a nursing program. Next slide, please. What Michigan Healthcare Academy has to offer. We have a top-rated 3-week certified nursing assistant training program. We take great pride in ensuring that our students are successful. We start with assessing each student's unique style of learning and then incorporate that style into the lesson plans to make sure that all students are successful. Currently, this program has a 99% student graduation rate and a 99% pass rate on the state exam. We hold the same high standards to our other programs and are looking forward to the same success rate. Sponsorship program. Michigan Healthcare Academy has partnered with several healthcare facilities who are willing to pay for students' training in exchange for a work agreement. The work agreement usually requires a student to commit to working for that company for a minimum of 6 to 12 months. The students will then start working directly for that company immediately after they graduate from their program. Clinical training at the best facilities in the state. We ensure that our students receive the best possible hands-on clinical experience. And we ensure that our clinical training partners are consistently rated as the best in the state. We offer job placement assistance. Currently, over 90% of our students are employed prior to finishing the program. We assist with arranging interviews and providing letters of recommendation that may be used for employment or for college entrance. Whether you choose healthcare as a career or another occupation, I wish you all the very best and hope that your future is bright and prosperous. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name's Larry, and I'm with MIAT College of Technology. Listen, I'm here to tell you guys about my school. There's no doubt about it, but you know, we're a trade school, and trade schools are a bit different. It's about hands-on. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And so one of the things you need to understand is, first off, our location. We are in Canton, Michigan. Okay. The reason I bring that up is there's not a lot of trade schools here in the state of Michigan, to be perfectly blunt. If you don't know where Canton is, I'm right between Detroit and Ann Arbor. Okay, so it's not too bad. It allows you to stay home, allows you to commute. Okay, save some money, right? That's always important for everybody. Now, as far as my school is concerned, what I want you to understand, being a trade school, we have one focus and one focus only for you. And that focus is employment, right? Get you in, get you trained, get out, get a job. That's what this program, that's what our school is about. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So in the trades type thing, we're not teaching English and history and all those different types of things. Every single class you take is going to be specifically to the area you're going into. Now, with that being the case, I'm going to show you a video, not right now, but in a few seconds, we're going to show you a video that'll tell you all the different programs that we have. But what I want to do is I truly want to help you define whether or not you feel you're a hands-on learner, because I will tell you, hands-on learners are in big demand. Okay, the trades, we're hurting for people big time. In all the careers that my school does represent, I will tell you there's huge opportunities. All right, but let's start with that hands-on type thing. What I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself, when I ask you these questions, ask yourself, do I do this? Is this me? Okay, and if you happen to say yes to the majority of these things, you're a hands-on learner. And I would strongly encourage you to look into my school or one of these other opportunities that are being presented to you today. Okay, because trust me, just because you're a hands-on learner, a lot of times in the schools, you know, people look at you because you don't have the strongest grades. Well, you know what? Just because you're a hands-on learner doesn't make you a bad person. It just means we learn differently. Okay, and that's what we're all here to do, is to help you with that along the way. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm looking for people who hate to read. Plain and simple, ask yourself, do you like to read? Okay, because being honest, in the career choices that we have, and don't get me wrong, at MIAT, we do read, all right, but it's not going to be the same kind of reading and the same amount of reading what you're going to find in traditional education. All right, so I'm looking for those of you who hate to read. All right, I'll be honest, myself, I'm not a fan of reading at all. I'd much rather do something than ever read about it. Okay, so that's a big component of it. The next thing, though, what I'd like you to do is ask yourself, do you get bored quickly? If you're the type of person you get bored quickly, the trades might be a great fit for you. Why? Because we're active. We don't want desk jobs. If you want a desk job, go to regular college. Okay, we're not looking for that. Okay, we're looking for hands-on learners. We're looking for people who get bored quickly. So if you have that short attention span, you could be a great fit for MIAT. Okay, how about this one? When you were a kid, did you ever play with Legos? Maybe not Legos, maybe you played with Lincoln Logs or something like that. Now you're probably asking yourself, why is this guy asking me what kind of toys I played with? It's insight to you. Think about it. When you, let's say I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy you a set of Legos. Okay. So I want you to imagine for a few seconds that we've all stepped into, we're at Walmart or maybe we're at Myers or something like that. And we're in that Lego aisle, right? And I want you to look around at all those different things At its simplest form, I want you to ask yourself a very simple question. Why'd you pick the set of Legos that you picked? Well, I'll tell you why. You like the picture on the box. It's as simple as it gets, right? Hands-on learners, we're visual. We need to see something. We want to see it. We want to imagine it. And then it's making that connection between the eyes, the mind, and the hands. That's what puts it all together, okay? Hands-on learners, great, great component. We're very visual, all right? How about this one? When you were a kid, did you ever take your toys apart? All right? Did you ever take your toys apart? Did you ever try to take two toys and merge them together? Now, again, you're probably asking yourself, why is this gentleman asking me these questions? Well, again, insight to your personality. Okay, think about it. When you took your toys apart as a child, you didn't do it because you were malicious, right? No, you took it apart because you had a general curiosity, a passion, a gut feeling. How does it work, right? How does that light turn on? How does it make that sound? How does it move? All right, that general curiosity as to how systems work. Guys, these are all personality traits of hands-on learners. So if you said yes to the majority of these things, I would strongly encourage you, take a picture of my screen, call my cell phone right here. Here I am. Call me. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to guide you and help you through and tell you all about my school. Now, the next component I will tell you about our school is very simple. We do 5 things for everybody who comes to MIAT. So if you're looking for a part-time job while you're going to school, well, help you find a part-time job. But more importantly, when I say we're about employment, we have lifetime career placements. So we're going to help you with that first job. But let's say you're in your 40s and you and the boss get in a big old fight and you quit. You could come back to our department and they will help you find another job. That is the rest of your life. We have free tutoring in every single subject. Okay. We also will help you along the way in any different type of situation that you might need. Give you an example. In the trades, you usually have to have tools, right? The tools of your trade. Well, when you come to our school, we're going to give you the tools of the trade. So then that way, when you're done with your program and you walk out and you have that certification in your hand and the ink is still drying, you can literally go right from our building, right out to the industry and start working, okay? That's what MIT is about. The last thing, if you happen to take a class at MIT and let's say you've gone out in the industry, but you haven't used that skill in a while, that means your skill sets are dropping off a little bit. You've heard this before. If you don't use it, you lose it, right? Well, you can come back to MIT and you can take any part of your program that you took before you graduated. You can take it for the rest of your life. You can come back and take it for free. We'll never charge for the same subject twice. Okay, as you can see, we're here to help you, guide you all the way through. All of our programs that we're going to show you in just a few seconds here, the length of our programs, we start at 7 months, we go to 20 months. Okay, get in, get out, get a job. All right, go ahead, Brianne, you can start my video.
Demand in the skilled trades is incredibly high. MIAT provides the training required for more than a certificate or degree. We're here to prepare you for your future career. For over 50 years, MIAT has been the technical school employers have relied on to find qualified candidates for their high-demand positions. Located in Canton, Michigan, our facility is equipped with real-world equipment used every day in the field. With a variety of programs, our students are provided with the tools to choose the right hands-on career. Employment assistance for our graduates is our top priority. Our programs are based on industry requirements and real-world applications. Our dedicated instructors started their careers in the field and bring that experience to the classroom and lab. Prepare to reach new career heights with training in aviation maintenance. Our students gain the knowledge and skills necessary to troubleshoot and repair aircraft, including jets, propeller planes, and helicopters. As an FAA-regulated school, our students have the opportunity to earn the airframe and power plant license. This nationwide certification opens the door to employment in any state throughout the country. Gain the skills required to power up a career path in the energy sector. Our energy training includes specializations in renewable wind energy, as well as industrial maintenance, power generation, and power plant operations. The training will allow graduates to address our energy needs both now and into the future. Acquire the skills necessary to build a state-of-the-art career in robotics. Our electromechanical programs include the computer, electrical, and mechanical training to design, install, test, and repair unmanned or automated systems. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration technicians are vital no matter the season. Our students develop the skills required for career opportunities performing installation or repair of both residential and commercial equipment. Provide a spark to your career path with training as a welding specialist. Our students gain the knowledge and skills necessary to obtain entry-level positions in technical industries such as oil and gas, manufacturing, construction, fabrication, and research and development. Ready for a hands-on, high-demand career? Your future starts here.
All right. Well, that's MIAT. And now I'm going to pass it over to Prudence.
Hi, everyone. Wow, I've been listening myself, and I'll tell you, some great careers out there for all of you. Well, let's start with, so you're going to be 18 years of age and you're graduating from high school and you're thinking, wow, what am I going to do? I don't really want to go to college, but I do want a career. I don't just want a job. I want something that's going to give me structure and help me through the rest of my life. Well, I'm with MISD, and MISD is management and union serving together. And I represent 22 of the building trades that are here right in Michigan. And they're all union construction trades. I think we can go to the next slide and we can look and see what we've got here. Okay, if you see, all of these people are doing something in construction. And we like, okay, so you can see the bricklayers are doing mortar there. They're getting things going. And this looks like it's the pipe fitters, the bricklayers, there's the painters, there's amazing groups of, there's 22 trades. And if you go to the, there they are, all the 22 trades. And if you go to the MISD Construction Careers site, which is MISDconstruction.org, MISDcareers.org, you can look at all 22 of these trades. They're all there. Try the next slide and let's see what they have. I'm going to be, yep. Okay, let me talk to you about what this is all about. You're 18 years of age or older. You have a high school diploma. You have 1 year of algebra on your transcripts. For about 50 to 60% of these trades, they require that. And if you went to school in Michigan, you definitely have 1 year of algebra on your transcripts. It's a requirement in the state of Michigan. You have a car and a driver's license. And you have a great desire to, as Larry said, work with your hands and be mechanical and be creative. So they offer so many different things. So what you would do is you would apply. There's 22 trades. You can look at all the trades and figure out which trade is the one that really interests you. Do you want to be a bricklayer? Do you want to be an electrician? Do you want to be a plumber, a pipe fitter, iron worker, operating engineer? I mean, it's vast how many there are for you to pick from. And so you say, okay, I want to be an electrician. I will pick electricians because I was in the electrical trade for over 30 years. So I will pick that one and tell you, these are the requirements. Everything that I just told you, plus the fact that you really have to be good at math. Now you were listening to different people talk about all the different programs they have. There are some out there that will help you with your math. Math is a requirement for pretty much all of these trades. Math and reading and locating information. They're very valuable. Do you want to flip back to the 22 trades for a quick second? Okay, go ahead. Right there. Okay, so I'll talk to you while we're looking at these. So you go and you want to be an electrician, so you've got to go on their site, and if they have a sample test that you can take, and the electrical is the only one that gives their own test, and it's all math driven, the whole thing. Algebra, geometry, trigonometry. If you're really good at math, you're going to ace this test. But if you're not, you're going to need help. And that's where some of these other instructors in the Macomb trades and all the things they were talking about can probably help you with your math. So you like that, you pass the math test. So you think, I'm going to take this. So you apply. You have to look to see when all the applications are, because you can't apply just anytime you want to for a lot of these trades. They require that you apply whenever they have open enrollments. So then you keep looking to see when they're going to look at the updates that they do. And when they have an open enrollment, you go in and you apply. And once you apply for it, what you do is they'll give you a number, and you would submit all your information. Remember, 18 years of age or older, you had to have that high school diploma or a GED. So once you submit all your information, then they're going to send you a letter, and they're going to say, we're going to schedule you for the test. So then you will go and you will take the test. And this is pretty much all of the trades do it this way. There's only a few where they don't require the test right away. But for the most part, you take the test. And then if you pass the test, and you have to pass this test to go any further. So if you're going into any other trade besides electrical, they're going to give you what is known as a work keys test. Now, you took this test in the 11th grade in high school. So you should be able to get your transcript from that test to see how you did on it. And then you'll know what you have to do to improve to get those numbers up, because they go on a number system. They go and they grade on 4s and 5s and 6 and 7. So you want to be in the 4s and 5s. Some of them want you to be in the 6s even, but for the most part, you can find out what that's all about. The other thing you have to do is you have to be able to do it in a timely manner. These are timed tests. So all of these tests are timed. So if you don't finish it in the time that you are allotted, that counts against you when it comes to the scoring. So you pass the test, then they're going to call you in for an interview. The interview is about 50% of the whole score. They want to know all about you, and you're only going to give them 5 or 6 minutes to tell them all about you. That's what they're going to give you. So you're going to tell them why you want to be an iron worker or a plumber or an electrician. They know you don't know how to do it, but they want to know why you want to do it. And this goes back to, gee, what am I good at? Am I good mechanically? Do I think that am I good with my hands? I mean, you need to tell them why you want to do this. It's very important they know that you are really dedicated and you want to do this, because remember in the beginning of this whole thing, and when you looked at the very front of the introduction, it said, earn as you learn, no college debt. So yes, you're going to get all this for free. If you get in, you're going to go to work on day one, working for a contractor, and that contractor is going to pay your salary, but you're also going to be learning the trade. So if you want to be quite a few of these, iron worker, sheet metal worker, pipe fitter, plumber, electrician, those are all 5-year programs. Then they have some 4-year programs, and they have 3-year programs. They even have a 2-year program. You'd have to look and see which ones are how many years. But one of the things you have to remember is that it's earn as you learn, no college debt. And when you graduate, you're going to get a journeyman card, but you're also going to be about 30 credits shy of an associate's degree, which is very important, because all of the trades will help you get that associate's degree when you graduate, because they won't give you your journeyman card until you have it. So that's really an incentive to get your associate's degree. So why is all this important? Well, I think all of it's important because this is a career. It's like a 5-year college. I call this your parallel pathway to college, but this is like a 5-year college or a 4-year college. And when you're finished, you have a 6 that is not an exaggeration. Depending on which trade you pick, you're going to start out making anywhere from $60,000 to $140,000 a year. And that's just base pay. Then you got constant overtime and things that you can do that you get more money than that. But you have a great retirement. You have great benefits, and you're going to be really, really able to sustain yourself and your family for the rest of your life. And when you retire, you're going to not skip a beat, because you're going to get 80% of your pay plus any annuity you may have and Social Security and things like that. Some people make more money retired than they do working after 30 some years, which I think is great for them. One of the other things I want to talk to you about is, I know this is a lot to throw at you at one time. Remember that it's earn as you learn, no college debt. Well, when you get your journeyman card and you go to work, you're working in the field. Well, I was director of operations for an electrical contractor, and I hired from the field. When those guys went back to school and got electrical engineering degrees, or they went back to school and they got project management degrees, estimating degrees, those guys were the guys I wanted, or women. Those are the people that I wanted in the office to do design build contracting with us. So going back to school when you're finished the options you have are limitless. The other thing I want to talk about is who's eligible for all of these. Everyone is eligible. You can be African American, you can be Hispanic, you can be women, and I encourage all women to apply for this. This is a great career for women, and yes, we can do it. I had many women who worked for me, and I would go out in the field myself on occasion, and trust me, we can do this. And the other thing is, it's also for returning citizens. Returning citizens are people who've been incarcerated, who need to come out and get a grasp on what's going on and hopefully get into a career that will sustain them, because statistics show that if you are a returning citizen and you have a great career, you're not going to be worried about going back into the system. The other thing it's about is our returning vets. Veterans are very important to us. And if you're a returning vet, or if you have a family, someone in your family, a young person, and you have someone in your family who's a returning vet, or you want to go into the armed services and you want to come out and get into the trade, that's an option for you also. Just when you get in there, you take, there's 22 trades. All of these trades are available in the service. In the most part, for most of what you want to do, you can find something. And when you come out, you will definitely be able to go into a program called Helmets to Hard Hats. And Helmets to Hard Hats, depending on how many years experience you have, may boost you up on the apprenticeship line. So you might come in as a 3rd or 4th year apprentice rather than a 1st year apprentice. So it's really, there's so many options here for you. The last thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about safety. In the construction industry, it is considered safety first. Nothing else matters. Safety comes first. First, it's safety, and then it's all about how we do our job. But the safety comes first, and one of the things we are is a 100% drug-free community. If you want to get into the construction industry, you must be 100% drug-free. That starts in the very beginning. Starts when you go into the trade. You'll be tested as an apprentice. You'll be tested throughout your apprenticeship. When you get out and you're a journeyman, you'll be tested throughout your journeyman, at your lifespan. I was tested twice, and I worked in the office. Once you get in the MUST system, everyone is going to be tested randomly at some point, or maybe not. I mean, you may never get tested, but I always tell my students, okay, what's it going to be, guys? Is it going to be a good time on a Friday night? Is it going to be $100,000 a year career? You pick. It's really up to you. But so I hope I've left you with a lot of good things to think about. And I don't know if you had my information on there. Do you have another slide at all?
It'll be shared, Prudence, at the end. So thank you so much. We'll make sure it
Okay,
gets out to all
great.
the students.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you. Thank you. Take care.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Deanna Morley, and I am the Director of Education for the Southeast Michigan Construction Academy. And similar to what Larry had been talking about and what Prudence has been talking about, my program is geared towards those hands-on learners as well. So what SEMCA is, and I'm guessing most of you in this audience has probably never heard of SEMCA. And again, in just a little bit of in contrast to what you just heard, my program here is geared towards the construction trades, but it's not going to be that union path. So it's a little bit of an alternative option. It's going to give you some similar construction career potentials and pathways, but it's going to take a little bit of a different version of that path. So what we do here at SEMCA is we are a registered apprenticeship provider, and we offer 4 different trades currently, and we are enrolling and getting ready for that September start. We have electrical, carpentry, HVAC, and welding. And as you can see some of those photos on our slide, and this was of course all pre-COVID, so no masks or distancing here, but student there is doing electrical work. We have some female students, they are electricians, and our electrical teachers up in the top doing a little competition that we have in our shop space. We offer a nationally recognized credential that I'm going to talk about in a few couple slides from now. All of our classes are held in the evening because similar to some of the other programs you just heard about, it's crucial for you to be working during the day and coming to school at night. So when you finish high school, it truly is just as rigorous of an option to come to a trade school or a construction academy, because we're expecting you to work full time and come to school at night 2 nights a week, 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. And that's a pretty rigorous schedule, I have to say, but our students here are quite dedicated to that and understand that value of getting that on-the-job type experience and then coming to the classroom. And when you're out you're doing the work in the field, but you're coming to school to really learn why you were doing what you were doing in the field. All of our teachers are master level instructors, and most of them are working in the field just alongside of you. Many of our teachers may be the employers of our students. And so when they're coming into class, they're going to look like you, they're going to talk like you, and they're going to bring a lot of relevance to the classroom because they know exactly what's to be expected on the job site for you in your training. We have 4 locations throughout Southeast Michigan. Our main location, the one that's probably going to be the most convenient to many of you on this call, would be our Madison Heights location. It's right at 14 Mile and John R. But we also have a few other locations throughout the community. We have one up in Lapeer, so anybody that's in the northern Macomb County area, you may be interested in that campus. We also have one in Monroe and Adrian, that's just south of the city. So as I had mentioned earlier about our curriculum and our credentials, we use one that's called the National Center for Construction, Education, and Research, NCCER, and it's a very well-known, well-respected within the industry construction curriculum. And they offer portable, stackable, and nationally recognized credentials. Some of the images that you see on the right hand of my slide here is an example of that credential that you're going to be earning. And what that means, that why it's so important that it's portable and stackable and nationally recognized, is it means that you can take that credential and it's going to mean something wherever you may travel in the world. I've had students here who maybe do 2 years of the electrical program and decide, hey, there is great opportunity for me in Colorado or in Tennessee, where the building trades are quite prosperous currently right now in Southeast Michigan, like everybody on this call has been saying. But in other parts of the country, they're just as prosperous, and you may want to move and check out Tennessee or check out Colorado, and you can pick up your training and finish out your program at one of our schools that are affiliated with our curriculum. All of our curriculum exceeds Department of Labor apprenticeship standards, and there are no elective courses here. So if you sign up to join our electrical program, you are only going to be taking classes that are in that electrical space. So no humanities type courses, no English type courses, things like that. You're here to become an electrician, and that's what you're going to be studying. So from day one, it's a very relevant curriculum and career path for schooling. And I have to say too, so many students come into my office and are very concerned about math and math requirements because, again, to be successful in trades, there is going to be a lot of math required. But I will tell you that the way that things are presented to you in our 20,000 square foot shop space where you can visualize exactly what you're doing, that math it makes a lot more sense to people. When you're doing in electrical, for example, one of the biggest things an electrician has to know how to do and learn how to do pretty much on their very first year as an apprentice is how to bend conduit. It's what the wires are, how they're all held up in the building and in the walls. And you have to know how to bend that. Well, to bend it, you have to know angles. And that's math. But you don't think about it like that in the traditional sense. So you get to see it, you get to feel it and touch it, and things just click differently. Go to the next slide. So if you think SEMCA or this might be an interesting program to you to explore further, I'm going to explain some of our application requirements. So like pretty much, again, every single program that you're hearing today, there is a requirement for you to be 18 years old. You must have a high school diploma or a GED. We do require a driver's license or a state ID, and we need a social security card as well. Now for my program, there is no entrance exams and there's no wait list periods. We will accept, if we have enough people to fill a classroom, we will happily fill that classroom based on community demand. If you're interested in our application process, you can go to our website right now and check it out, semcaschool.org/enroll online, and that's where our online application lives. It's a very, very simple 10-15-minute application. You're going to upload those required documents, fill out a few demographic pieces of information for us, and that's going to get the process started. So class scheduling, once you do that application, you then have to do a class registration or schedule your actual class you want to attend. And that portal is opening on June 1st. So this is the perfect time to start getting ready and start thinking about what your plans are going to be for the fall. And then for tuition payments, we have scholarship options, financial aid options, and in many cases, employers do assist students because there is a benefit to the employer and to the students. So there's all different arrangements for tuition payments. And so again here, I was just going to explain the photos here. Some more students, we have some carpenters here on the bottom. On the right-hand side is our class orientation, where we have everybody gathering, and you can get a good picture of our shop space and what that currently looks like. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. That is my contact information up on the screen. I would love to give anybody a tour who's interested in stopping at our Madison Heights facility. We are here all the time and happy to do that. We have classes running this summer. We've had to make some tweaks with COVID, of course, but we would be happy to welcome you in for a tour. So feel free to take a picture of my contact information or visit our social media pages. And that's all I have for you guys.
All right, it looks like I am on next, and thank you so much for continuing on this virtual journey. So you class of 2021 seniors, you have definitely earned a master's in virtual learning, in my opinion. So congratulations to you, and thank you for taking the time to go down this road with us. My name is Leanne Allen. I'm from the Michigan Works Macomb St. Clair Young Professionals Program. A lot of people think about Michigan Works as the place you have to go if you filed for unemployment. We have absolutely nothing to do with unemployment or those benefits in the Young Professionals Program. We are a totally voluntary program that is open to young people in Macomb and St. Clair County. Next slide, please. So it seems like these slides are looking just a little bit different. But basically, the Young Professionals Program, we're designed to work with youth. So youth have different needs than adults. If you are 16 to 24 years old and you live in Macomb or St. Clair County, you are eligible to engage with the Young Professionals or work with our program to see how we can help you take that next step in your career, whether that means going right to work or going into one of the amazing trainings that you've heard about today. Next slide. So our motto is educate, empower, and employ. So many of the awesome trainings that you've heard about talk about having to have that high school diploma. You guys all have that, and that's amazing, and it's a huge accomplishment. If you know of any young people in your life that didn't make it to that next step, they left high school before completion, we are set up to help young people. They would automatically qualify for our program if they do not have a high school diploma or a GED, because that is the first step for young people going on to success in education or employment. I'm not a big fan of reading everything on a slide. I love that you are going to get this presentation and you'll get to look at it, but I do want to highlight some of the things that we offer. You've heard talk of certificate programs, industrial readiness programs, career-specific trainings, right? So a training for HVAC where you go in and you're learning all about heating and cooling. Associate's degrees programs, we can help with those. We do have eligibility. However, I believe that so many young people in our community are eligible for our program. That would be a completely different presentation. I could just talk to you about our eligibility. I've made it very simple. My contact information is at the end. I'm going to leave it up to you. If you want to call me to determine if we can help pay for any of those trainings, you can call or text me. If you want to do your own quick worksheet, I have that for you too. So that's a tool that I have for you. Eligibility means, can we spend money on you, right? So can I help pay for your training that results in a job or career readiness? Or can I help pay for your on-the-job training, a job shadowing opportunity, or a paid work experience? But this middle column here, empower, all of this is open to everyone. If you are 16 to 24 years old and you live in Macomb or St. Clair County, all of our empowerment services, career exploration, help with different leadership skills, managing your money, those virtual tools, we're here for you. So educate, empower, and employ. You can go to the next slide, please. This is just a basic flyer for our program. I wanted to include that because Macomb and St. Clair County, they're huge. You're all in Macomb County, and we know that you could be spread out over all different areas. We have career centers in 4 different locations in Macomb County. So you can work with staff in Clinton Township, Mount Clemens, Roseville, or Warren. And again, those are all young professionals, youth trained staff people that are here to help empower you on those next steps in adulthood. Next slide, please. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, I love young professionals. I love that I get to connect young people and help get them enrolled in our program and maybe get into an on-the-job training or a job shadowing experience, or help them navigate career trainings and hopefully be able to help pay for that as well. It all starts with you. What do you want? Are you here for education? Are you here for empowerment? So let's assume that you are here to get a job. You have navigated COVID crazy online learning and you're ready to work. You just want to break from some screen time. Well, okay, let's take a look at, we saw it before with Shannon. So thank you, Shannon, earlier for sharing the mytalent.org. So this is the state of Michigan, pure Michigan Talent Connect. You would go to www.mytalent.org, and this is what your screen is going to look like. So this is the very first screen you come to. Next slide. If you're a job seeker, they make it really easy. You're just going to hover over job seeker and select the option that works for you. We're going to do an advanced job search. Go ahead for the next slide. So job seeker, here's the search. You can search for keywords. I just went with one of the most recent young people that I helped, and she just completed her CNA training and was looking for a job. So nurse's aide was what we pulled up, and we looked in Mount Clemens because she lives in Mount Clemens. Next screen. So this was just a few days ago, and the first thing that we saw that came up was a direct care worker. And if you were interested in learning about that, again, we went with nurse's aide in Mount Clemens. You can search any keyword or job description, search any area based on zip code. It's a very advanced search. So I know you guys are very competent, probably much more skilled in online searching than I am, but this is a tool. So if you click on direct care worker, you would see this, the job details. It tells you exactly where it is, what the organization is, some of the different job duties. It even gives you some job details as far as salary and a link for how to apply. So that is just one job that we looked at. Again, a nurse's aide in Mount Clemens, because that's part of one of the cool things that I get to do. Okay, next slide. So what if you come to me and you say, I'm not sure if I want to work. I think I want to go to school, but I have no idea where to start. I don't know what schools or what trainings are available around me. So you are back at that same home screen for My Talent, and you would just hover over Career Exploration, Michigan Training Connect. So let's click on Michigan Training Connect. And this is what it looks like. It's another search engine. You can again search by keywords. If you wanted to search by a school, hey, you know what? I live in Warren. I know that I'm close to Macomb Community College, and I want to see what they have to offer. So you could just put in M, and in this provider drop-down menu, Macomb Community College comes up. And let's say we wanted to look at, by the way, we can put a lot of filters in this search. So we're going to look at Macomb Community College, and we're going to search engineering, because maybe you took a CAD engineering class in high school and you thought it was really cool. So you're a little bit curious about computer-aided drafting and engineering, right? So you can search by that, and you get this screen that shows you all of the program titles. The provider is Macomb Community College because that's what we checked. And here are some of those certifications that we talked about. Is it an industrial recognized certificate? Is it an associate's degree? Again, that's thinking about your time and your commitment, right? An industrial recognized certificate may be short-term. You would click on that provider. So let's go to the next screen and search a little bit more. So we're going to look at civil technology. So it's an engineering field, civil technology, and I was interested. This is really small, so hopefully you guys can see it, and your eyes are better than mine. This is an industry recognized certificate. So again, it's going to tell you, it's going to direct you to the website if you want to learn all about this course. It's going to take you to the prerequisites if there are any. This one happens to have none. It's going to say, what are the admission requirements? They'll direct you back to Macomb. Industrial recognized certificate. Here's what I want you to focus on. If you're an eligible young person working with young professional staff and you wanted to go down this path, there's a little area here that says sources of financial assistance accepted. Pell Grants, industrial training accounts. We call those ITAs. If you see that, it's likely already been, it's 100% already been recognized as a certificate or a program that is going to result in career readiness. That's how the state of Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity decides, is this program linked to that hot job or that demand occupation? Okay, we can go to the next slide. So I really wanted you to look at that job seeker and look at that Training Connect, because they're super cool tools. I am happy to explore them with you. However, you can do this on your own. You absolutely can. Another tool that they have right there on that My Talent Connect, and Shannon again mentioned it earlier, which is Pathfinder. I just wanted to show you that screen. Next slide. If you are on Pathfinder, it's going to ask you to identify who you are. So what do you best identify as? I am a student. I am a parent. I am a high school counselor, right? Well, you can hover over I'm a student and I want to find a career I like. This is the last click I'm going to take you on. Again, it's small, but to find a career you like, it comes down to interest and aptitude. If you honestly have no idea, I'm not sure, and you haven't had the luxury or the opportunity to take a personality test or an aptitude test, and you're really starting from the bare bones, what do I want to do? Go to ONET and check out their interest profiler. It's kind of a cool tool. You're going to answer a lot of questions. You may learn something about yourself, But if you're just not sure where to start, I really do encourage you, go to My Talent, check out the job seeker searches, the Training Connect, use these tools that are here for you. And if that seems really overwhelming and awful and you want to call or text me, I will walk you through it. I'm happy to walk you through it and also talk to you about eligibility for the Young Professionals Program. I try to make it really easy. You'll have my contact information at the end. I tell young people to just text me, YP Works. You don't have to do a whole big story. My name is, and this is what I want. Text my phone number, 734-612-9526. It's a crazy area code. I promise I'm right here in your back door. That's just the business phone. But if you text my cell phone there, YP Works, I'll get back to you immediately and start you on the path to connect with training, education, employment, and figure out if you're eligible for those paid services or those services where we could spend a little money on helping you with employment and education. Thank you so much for your time. And again, congratulations.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And those of you that are still on in the audience, we are thrilled to have you with us tonight and holding on to the end. We're almost done. The last area that we find is so important to make sure that we highlight and promote is the United States military as a career option for students. We have a very short video from, actually, I will brag, a former student of mine.
My name is Andrew.
And he's actually currently deployed working in the field, but he put together this special video for you all to talk about his journey into the military after high school. Once we're done with this video message, I'm going to give you an opportunity to sign up to connect further with our presenters today. And then hopefully we can all have a great evening outside with a little bit more of that warm weather.
Hi there, my name is Andrew. I am 25 years old. I am a native of East Point, Michigan, Macomb County. I graduated from East Point High School, formerly East Detroit High School, in 2014, and currently I am a sergeant in the United States Marine Corps. I enlisted in the Marine Corps in December of my senior year and shipped off to boot camp in August of 2014, graduating in November of 2014, from which I went to Camp Geiger in North Carolina, where I attended the School of Infantry and earned my military occupational specialty of 0352, which is anti-tank guided missileman. Out of SOI, I shipped out to my first duty station, which was Camp Pendleton in Southern California, and I was stationed there for about 5 years. From there, I served for 2 overseas deployments with 3rd Battalion 5th Marines and 2nd Battalion 1st Marines, as well as in between those 2 units, I spent a year teaching machine guns and combat profiling on manside Camp Pendleton to non-infantry Marines and sailors. So there were a number of things that drew me to the Marine Corps, specifically the infantry community. We talk about tangibles and intangibles. Tangibly speaking, I've always had a steady paycheck for the past 7 years. I've never had to worry about health insurance. All of my college has been paid for. I'm actually about to finish my associate's degree in health sciences. From there, I'm going to go to the University of Michigan and get my bachelor's degree in nursing for free. But more important to me are the intangible benefits. Just from working in the infantry community, we have a certain sense of pride in your job, a very strong work ethic, a big maturity aspect that comes with the job. The most valuable one for me is it humbled me as a person. It exposed me to a lot of different cultures and people that I normally wouldn't associate with, and brought me down to a more human level, in touch with my fellow man. First thing you want to make sure you have under your belt is a high school diploma or a GED equivalent. If you do not have those 2 things, no recruiter across any branch will even give you the time of day. So make sure that you're studying hard in school and earning that diploma. Next thing you're going to want to do is hop on the internet and find a recruiting station for the branch that best fits you. My recommendation would be to shop around and talk to each of the branches of service and see which is the best fit for you, because different personalities mesh with different branches of service and different occupational fields. Once you actually get in and talk with a recruiter, a couple things you're going to be looking at right off the bat is your height and weight. There are minimum height and weight standards or maximum height and weight standards that you need to uphold to be in the armed services. Individual recruiters will tell you where exactly you fit on that spectrum and what you need to do. They will always set you up for success. Additionally, there's going to be initial physical standards, be a little bit different across the board, and your recruiter, again, will set you up for success. If you have any tattoos or any criminal history, that can be problematic, so just bring that up, be open and honest with your recruiter, they'll be open and honest with you. And from there, after talking to your recruiter, getting that initial screening out of the way, you'll go ahead down to MEPS, which is the Military Entrance Processing Station, and you will take your first round of the ASVAB. The ASVAB is divided up into a number of sections, does have a lot of those same math and science and reading comprehension oriented things, but there's also mechanical sections, clerical sections, and what that's going to do is going to find out exactly where you would be best fit based off of those scores. So once you've taken your ASVAB, you're going to sit back down with your recruiter and go over a big list of jobs that you are qualified for. Ultimately up to you to decide where you want to take your life and your career. If you're looking for those tangible benefits that you can take out of the military and apply to the civilian sector, or those intangible benefits that you can use to develop yourself as a person. So all in all, the decision to join or not to join is ultimately going to be up to you. You can get all the information in the world from a recruiter or people that you know or some random dude on a screen, and no one can tell you how to live your life. I know in the past year with COVID and everything, it's been super tough, and it might seem pretty bleak and hopeless, but you are at a pinnacle moment in your life where you can decide any direction you want, whether that's the military, whether that's trade school, whether it's college, whether it's taking a year off to find yourself. It really does not matter. My biggest piece of advice to you guys would be to pour yourself and your passion 110% into whatever it is you choose to do. Go without hesitation. Hesitation kills. Congratulations to you graduating seniors. Stay in the fight.
Okay, definitely a proud teacher moment there to see Andrew, he's 25 years old, doing some amazing things, graduate of a Macomb County High School. Okay, as we wrap things up for the evening, I just have my big PSA announcement for you all. Make sure that your FAFSA gets completed. We want to make sure that you are completing it so that you know the funds that are available to you for whatever path you choose. Based on all these great opportunities today, behind all of it, we have to pay for a lot of these. So definitely get your FAFSA done. If you're TIP eligible, that is for students that are potentially could get free college paid for, free opportunities paid for. So you may have seen this form circulate. A quick summary about TIP. It's a Michigan tuition program. You have a potential opportunity to have full tuition paid if you received Medicare growing up in your life. If you've graduated from high school, you have to have your FAFSA completed. You must be a Michigan resident. And parents in the audience, you should have received notices, postcards, and things of that nature periodically, advertising that your student is TIP eligible. But if you have any questions about that, we will certainly help you navigate that process. And the last slide tonight, as we wrap things up, is to invite you, if you're interested in meeting with our summer career counselor. Stephanie Pitcher is pictured here in the slide, and there's a QR code underneath that. So I would like for you to pull your phones out and take a photo of that. It'll take you to a sign-up form, not only to connect with Stephanie, but also to connect with any of our presenters here today. That form is going to ask you, there's going to be a couple options on that form with your contact information, and then there will be options for you to select the different presenters today if you want to get some more information or connect further with them. So if you need help completing your FAFSA, if you're still not aware of what direction you want to go, if you need assistance with completing any of the applications, the processes are different. If you have any additional barriers that could prevent you from achieving your dreams, you definitely need to connect with Leanne for that. And if you're looking to get in touch with one of our presenters, I highly encourage you to go ahead and fill that form out, and I will make sure that your information gets to one of these amazing presenters. As the evening draws to a close, I cannot thank all of you enough to come here tonight and listen to all of these great panel of presenters. All of us are very invested and dedicated to helping you find success when you leave high school. And we cannot wait to see all the great things you are doing. So special thanks to Shannon Williams, my partner at the MISD, for supporting this effort. And special thanks to all of our presenters who put together such awesome slides of information for you and gave up their evening to present their programs to you. I wish you all the very best. Congratulations to the class of 2021. and we will be in touch.